Yo, what's good everyone? Helldivers 2 just dropped a new update, including a warbond and a new commando mode, which sounds absolutely sick. We are going to be covering all of this in today's video, guys, so grab a hot cup of liberty and let's dive right in. Sir, I've been trying to contact you about your car's extended warranty. Alright, so this is going to be quite a raw video, just so I can get everything out as quickly as possible for you guys, basically. So let's quickly begin with what the guy said at the studio. Bang bang, less. Democracy doesn't always need to shout. This patch is deploying some important updates to suppressed weapons, allowing Helldivers to eliminate threats with reduced detection and tied to tactical control. This update has been needed for quite some time, just because, you know, stealth hasn't really been fun for some time. You know, the detection system, suppressed weapons. This game isn't really made for stealth, you know. And I don't really play stealth personally myself, but you know, at least stealth has been improved now for the players who do want to take, you know, that kind of gameplay style approach. Expect quieter kills, cleaner engagements, and new opportunities for coordinated strikes before the enemy knows you're there. Remember, stealth is a tool, not a substitute for overwhelming firepower. Use it wisely, Helldivers. So there you go, guys. The new stealth mechanics, I should say, the improved stealth mechanics are here. Again, I'll probably only use it for these new stealth missions, and maybe the automaton faction. I don't see myself using stealth for the Terminids or the Illuminant, but obviously for stealth missions specifically, this is going to work really, really well. And who knows, maybe now I will actually try to play stealthy, you know, actually give it a go, you know, now the mechanics have been improved. Now on to the new missions. I've actually played this one right here, okay? This one's pretty sick. Basically, you have to get the camera and record footage for Managed Democracy. You know, heroic propaganda stuff, basically. Or you could just record a Hulk's robotic metal cheeks and call it a successful deployment. Your choice. While staying stealthy and trying to avoid all that conflict, what makes this hard is the fact your Super Destroyer has a time limit, and for the whole mission, you can only call it in once. I'm not really sure if it's per person, okay, or for the team. You also obviously have to conserve ammo, since you can't call down your resupply pod, you know, 24/7. And again, you can run out of ammo pretty fast if the enemies decide to call in reinforcements, which then all hell breaks loose, and that's when the real challenge happens. So do yourself a favour and try to stay stealthy. Okay, yeah, just try to stay stealthy. Honestly, my first game, I had a couple of guys just run in and play normally, and yeah, they got the objective done pretty fast, but man, shit hit the fan pretty quickly. And then yeah, they just kept dying because they weren't playing the mission as intended, you know, they weren't, you know, playing it stealthy. Plus, you have to also go and collect your own reinforcements for your whole team, and when you deploy, it's from those areas, not from the sky, which makes sense since your destroyer isn't close by, you know, which means if you die and your whole team's really far away, then yeah, you're going to get deployed probably halfway across the map. I literally headed in thinking it would be hard, but actually it's not really what I expected. It is hard when things go wrong, but if you play the mission as intended, slow, steady, and stealthy, it's actually not too hard and it can be quite easy. For example, you can see how close I got to the enemies right here. As long as you don't run towards them, you know, front on, stealth works quite a lot better now than it did before, which of course Arrowhead did say in the patch note they improved the stealth mechanics, which is obviously working like a charm now and makes stealth just so much better. I didn't obviously use it before because it kind of pants, I'm not gonna lie. So perks to them for actually making stealth work as intended now. So with this specific mission, I did not have the new Redacted Regiment warbond, so instead I used the suppressed SMG and pistol from the Halo warbond. I also used the armor that gives you 50% less noise, which definitely helps when moving close to the enemies such as Hulks. Just take a moment to admire that metal booty. Truly terrifying engineering. In regards to the rest of the missions on the Galactic War table and the objectives in the match, they're pretty much the same as normal, you know, a fresh coat of paint. But what makes these different though is the new gameplay style, obviously. Now, have any of you guys tried these new missions out yet? If so, drop me a comment below. I want to know what you think. Personally, after trying them myself, they are pretty fun, okay? It brings something new to the table, you know, playing it more carefully and actually thinking about, you know, your strategies in the situations. However, it's not too easy, it's not too hard. As long as you play it as intended, stealthy, you know, you can get through the game actually pretty easily. Play right and things go smooth. Play wrong or make a mistake and that's when things become harder. Again, if things don't go very well, just run away and things calm down quite quickly eventually, like pretty damn fast. I kind of like the new approach of no help, so good luck, you're on your own. I mean, it brings a new way of playing and stealth feels a lot better now than before, which is awesome. So I'm definitely going to give it a try a lot more for the other factions. It's not going to work well, obviously, with a lot of Terminids, especially. You know, stealth's not really made for that, obviously. But for the bots, and probably Luminant. Now, alongside that mission, there's also a couple others. Like this one here, secure a black box containing critical intel from a downed Seath recon aircraft. And then this one right here, Commando extract intel, infiltrate this site to acquire high value intel and extract with it in your possession. Okay, so now on to the new warbond, Redacted Regiment, okay, the long awaited stealth warbond. What's included in this spicy new drop? Okay, so what's included in Redacted Regiment? I mean, it looks really cool. It does like give you stealth vibes, and they've done a really good job here with the armor, especially. I really like it. But what's in it anyway? So we've got the RS-89 Shadow Paragon, okay, and that gives you reduced signature. Wearer makes 50% less noise when moving, reduces range at which enemies can detect wearer by 40%. So that'd be really good for the new stealth missions. I mean, the Halo Warbond armor is the same. It just doesn't have obviously this reduces range 40%. You've also got obviously the new helmet, the capes, the super credits like usual, the banners, which is a pretty cool banner. Nothing amazing, but you know, it's pretty cool. Then you've got obviously here the new weapons, which this is what everybody's looking for, okay, in the warbond, the weapons. Are they good? Are they bad? We've got this one, which is the R72 sensor. Looks pretty badass. It's light armor, penetrating, suppressed. And again, these suppressed weapons I won't really be using primarily in really Helldivers 2 compared to other weapons, but it's still nice to have when you've got to play stealth-specific missions. And if they bring more stealth-specific missions into the game, then people are definitely going to be utilising these warbonds, you know, a lot more. You've also got the P35 re-educator, so you can re-educate the enemies, you know, on Helldiver propaganda. Now, this is one-handed, and apparently, from what I've seen on Reddit, it's not very good. People just shoot the enemies, you know, they kind of like get dizzy for a second, and then, yeah, they just start shooting you. It's just kind of pointless. So perhaps a buff and some changes will become to this weapon in the future. That's just my personal take. There's new badass helmets, okay, and also another new weapon called the AR-59 suppressor, which looks really cool. It reminds me of the ACR, you know, from Call of Duty. Sort of light armor penetrating, suppressed, and then you've also got some new capes as well. More super credits, another player banner, and then this one, which I really like. This, it looks really futuristic. I think this is probably, actually, I think I like that more than this one. Quite ironic because, you know, most people are going to be preferring probably using this armor for like a stealth-based missions. But for me personally, I actually prefer this one. I think it looks really cool. You know, I think it looks like a really cool armor set. So this actually says, oh, it says the same. So it's exactly the same as the other armor set. There's also a new landmine, okay, called the TM1 lure mine. Basically, throw it down, it's in the name, lose the enemies. So that would be really good for stealth as well. There's a new C4 pack, which again is going to probably be absolutely mental for stealth missions. Booster, which I think it's to do with smoke, is it? Yeah. Deploy smoke screens on impact. That'd be good for that as well. So yeah, this is really well thought out. I really like the stealth warbond. No, that reminds me of the Spider-Man pose, you know, like da 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 da. You know, oh man, that's so cool. Da, 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 da. Man, that's really cool. I like that. That's such a cool one. Imagine someone's going to add a mod on here at some point where you can like equip like a Spider-Man skin. Anyway, guys, my personal preference on this warbond is it's really cool. I really like it. I like the aesthetic. I like everything. It's a decent warbond. If stealth missions weren't added into Helldivers 2 and stealth was a bit janky, then I'd be like, okay, why even buy this warbond? You'll end up using it for about a week or two, and it's okay, like, well, you know, why? You know, again, it'd be just sitting in the cupboard gathering dust. But with these new stealth missions, improved stealth mechanics, it's definitely going to be worthwhile acquiring this warbond. I know I am definitely going to. And if they bring stealth missions to the Illuminate and Terminus too, it's going to be amazing. Out of everything, I think I prefer this armor more than the first one. And with the weapons, I'd say most people are going to say probably this one's going to appeal to most people, okay? But you never know. It's not about the appeal, I guess, and how it looks. It's about how it performs. And it may be that this one's actually like, you know, the OP one out of the bunch. But either way, I think this warbond is a solid warbond. I like it more than Halo warbond. I think this warbond for 1,000 super credits is really good. And it is better than the Halo warbond that cost 1,500 super credits. In regards to warbonds, I have not really used the Halo warbond really ever. Okay, I used it when it first came out, probably first week, and just stopped using it because there's better weapons, there's better armor. And the first time I actually thought about using, you know, the armor, do 50% noise reduction, okay, as well as all the suppressed weapons, was for this stealth missions. So I'm kind of happy we actually have a reason to use the Halo warbond now. You know, we actually have a reason to use it. It's the first time I've used it, literally, actually thought, you know what? I'm going to use the Halo warbond. It's the first time I've actually even thought about using it. Okay, so now onto some buffs and stealth changes. Arrowhead has given stealth a serious upgrade, basically, and it's probably more impactful than you'd expect, you know. In the general changes section, they specifically mentioned that suppressors have been improved, which I've found since I played the previous match. It's improved so much. But how much better are they really? According to the developers, the goal of these changes is to make suppressors stronger and more worthwhile for stealth-focused gameplay. In short, firing suppressed weapons now draw significantly less attention from enemies, whether you're fighting Illuminate Terminids or automatons. And from my experience when I used the Halo suppressed SMG, okay, and the pistol, it seemed more accurate and actually seemed a lot better, okay, a lot better damage wise. I killed enemies so much quicker. And of course, as well as that, enemies aren't just suddenly drawn to you, as soon as you kill an enemy, they have to actually see you, which is pretty cool. Honestly guys, this patch delivers meaningful improvements to suppressed weapons, which I really love. Giving Helldivers more control when engaging enemies quietly, you can expect stealthier takedowns, smoother engagements, and more chance to just set up basically coordinated attacks before the enemy even realises what's happening. I mean, I'm not going to be playing stealthy that much if I'm completely honest with you, because as much as I quite enjoyed it, Helldivers, to me anyway, weren't a game that was intended to play stealthy. It's made to be chaotic, and that's where the fun is. In my opinion, the chaos is where the fun is. Anyway, Helldivers, let me know what you think of the new Commando missions and the warbond. Do have a cheeky video coming tomorrow, okay? So watch out for that one. It's a pretty good video. It's based on the leaks and the lore of the cyborgs from Helldivers. Without further ado, thank you so much for watching. I'm always grateful for your time. Now go and conquer the galaxy for managed democracy, and I'll see you guys in the next video.